Hello, and welcome to this month's Safety Minute. Recently in my life, there have been a few incidents that have really caused me to consider head trauma. Not only how often and how likely it is to occur to us, but when it does happen, how it can affect our lives. The first incident that I saw was just this week. I was walking my dog, and there was a person coming down the sidewalk on an electric scooter. They were going too fast at full speed, and they took a bend, not even a hard bend, but it was too fast for the speed they were doing. They ended up laying the scooter down. They went flying, and they came this close to hitting the corner post of a fence with their head. It was so serious that I ended up turning around and running to them, asking if they were okay, and they got lucky. They ended up walking away with a few scrapes and a little bit of a bruised pride. But I can tell you, they were this close to going to the hospital. Another incident that happened was just about a month ago, where a good friend of mine, who had a couple beer to drink, was walking down some stairs late at night. He ended up slipping. He hit his head at the bottom of the stairs, and they found him in the morning. They raced him to the hospital as he was unresponsive, and after running a few tests on him, the doctors determined that he had received brain trauma to the point his brain damage was no longer able to sustain his life. A few days later, he did pass away. It was really hard, not only on me to lose a friend, but to watch how much it affected his family, his girlfriend, his stepkids, his brothers, his sisters, all his friends. It was a hard time in our life. There's also a story I have where I, just over 2 years ago, received head trauma. I was driving down the road going at the speed limit, 70 kilometers an hour, roughly about 45 miles per hour. And this kid, brand new driver, had not had his license for more than a year. He did an unexpected maneuver where on the third lane of traffic, he decided he was going to turn left right out in front of me. I had no time to react. I smoked that car right in the T-bone them really hard. I don't even think I had time to hit the brakes. And honestly, I don't remember hitting them. I don't know if I hit my head or not. What I do know is that day, I almost fell down a few times, just losing my balance. I could feel the concussion symptoms almost immediately. I ended up having concussion where I had to go through therapy for over 2 months to treat it. And now to this day, I am still going through therapy, dealing with headaches that have occurred ever since that car accident. Now, I don't know if I really did hit my head, but I know that the whiplash was so severe that it rattled my brain and has caused me to what has now been something that has been a chronic injury for over 2 years. The headaches are getting better, but I can tell you the amount of time I've spent in therapy and doing all the exercises trying to get rid of these headaches, man, it's sometimes so much easier to protect yourself than it is to spend the time trying to get better. Let's just put it that way. But what I really started to consider about all these stories was just how likely and how often these incidences happen in our life where head trauma can be a real thing. Like the guy on the scooter. All he had to do was put on a helmet, and he would have added this huge layer of protection to himself. But the reality is who hasn't fallen off of a scooter or a bike? Who hasn't fallen down while snowboarding or skiing? Right? We use these pieces of equipment. We're going at these tremendous speeds, and we don't take the time to protect ourselves. We think we're going to be okay, although we know we have a history of falling down while using these things. Or the instance of my buddy who just had a few drinks and he wiped out on stairs. First of all, who hasn't slid down a stair or two or had a serious fall on them? And to be honest, whether you've had a couple drinks or no drinks, using 3 points of contact, simply holding a handrail, is enough for you to stop falling downstairs, regain your balance, and avoid the incident completely. And sometimes there's things that you just can't expect, like an accident where someone pulls an unexpected maneuver in front of you, and you don't even have time to react or slow down. But it's in those instances that we're using our seatbelts and we're doing everything we can to at least mitigate an incident and the effects of it prior to it ever happening. And because of that, we end up getting to walk away. And sure, we might suffer from whiplash or concussions or have headaches, but it's a lot better than having where you can no longer talk, or you end up dealing with being a paraplegic or quadriplegic. You have chronic pain for the rest of your life. You have memory loss, fatigue. Maybe you slur your speech or can't talk at all, can't feed yourself. Maybe you need nursing care for the rest of your life because you didn't wear a seatbelt, or you sped and you were going a little too fast when someone pulled an unexpected maneuver in front of you, and that was that much more energy that car had to absorb, and so did your body. Head trauma is a real thing. It happens far too often. And there's far too many incidences and occurrences of it where we get lucky. But it doesn't have to affect us. We can do simple things from avoiding falling down, having proper footwear, using 3 points of contact, watching where we step. It can be simple things as protecting ourselves with helmets, doing the proper speed, using a seatbelt. When we do these things, we may not be able to prevent all the incidences in life, but we can certainly reduce or eliminate the injury. I don't know. It was really hard when I lost my buddy a month ago from something that I've already done myself. Had a cup of beer and fallen down while intoxicated. I think anybody who's ever had a cup of beer can relate to that. What was really hard was having to say goodbye to him. I hope you enjoyed this month's Safety Minute. If you want more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to bring me out to your workplace where I can share some safety messages with your crews, go to spencerspeaks.ca. Until the next Safety Minute, stay safe.
Just feel the beat, yo, grab a friend and move your feet. Say this tune's for joy, a catchy blend. Oh, it claps and chimes, it starts to crescendo. Bounce around.